Uh, Jars of Clay. They're still probably known most for the crossover hit Flood, but I like this album more than that one. You know, they continue to mature their sound, I suppose, and now they're producing their own music. Um, Wayne Kirkpatrick. You know, I mentioned him that he was a collaborator with Susan Ashton, and Rocketown Records. They kind of had a record in their early history to allow for some creative output. And they invited Wayne Kirkpatrick to make an album, and it's the only one he ever did. And it's really good. And it's also not very Christian themed. Jennifer Knapp. She's making some news now, isn't she? Actually looking forward to her new album, which I believe is out now. But she's still mostly known for this album, Kansas. Kind of acoustic, confessional kind of music. Let's see. Lost Dogs. This is members of about 4 different Christian rock groups. Kind of made a more country-oriented album, but this is also another kind of somewhat dark, introspective album. At least I think it is. Justin McRoberts, you know, he's an indie artist, and he's another one of these, you know, kind of acoustic, introspective folk pop. That's kind of my thing. Cindy Morgan, this is more piano-based, and I think this album first stands out from the rest because it was kind of created as a continuous stream of music rather than a collection of individual songs. Newsboys, Take Me to Your Leader. This is another one that was really, really popular. And, you know, I think I remember this being some teenage rebellion music back when I was about 14 or so. Fairly ridiculous. And, you know, there's some stuff on here that they think may be pretty clever, but it really shows how much they're not thinking. Bebo Norman. He's someone who I thought his music has gotten more boring over time. This album of his, I thought he kind of branched out a little musically, you know, rather than the usual guitar-driven, poppy, hooky crap. Erin O'Donnell, a couple of her earlier albums, you know, I thought that I kind of liked the organic pop thing that she had going. And this one in particular, I also thought it got into a little bit darker thematic material. You may notice that's a little prevalent in the music that I had appreciated. Out of the Gray, this was kind of an unusual album for them because the label was kind of forcing them into this chic mold that they really didn't fit in, and this was kind of their rebellion against that and how much they could get away from that image as possible. And ended up costing them their record deal. PFR, they are really good at Beatlesque music, but this one went in a more alternative and, again, kind of dark vein. Robert Randolph and the Family Band. You know, I guess, not sure if you'd call them a Christian group anymore, but they kind of started out sort of that way. And they're really, you know, jumping around, happy, clappy, slide guitar music. And they're fun to listen to. Sixpence None the Richer. You know, they're known for Kiss Me, but before that, they were kind of into this, you know, moody, this album in particular, kind of moody, introspective, alternative rock kind of stuff. Sleeping at Last. I don't really know how to describe them. Kind of like dreamy, ambient, not quite ambient. They had more guitar-driven music in the beginning, but I think that they lost their main guitarist, so this is a bit more organic, I suppose. Dreamy. Michael W. Smith. Again, if you've listened to any Christian music, you know who he is. I think Live the Life is his best album, and Missing Person is the best song that he ever wrote. And I doubt that he's ever going to write anything like it again. Steve Taylor. He wrote some stuff for Newsboys, but before that, he had his own solo career, and he's pretty clever. And then to some Christian music that I still listen to. Derek Webb, Stockholm Syndrome. You know, when he started out his solo career, he kind of sounded like Caedmon's Call because that's what the group that he belonged to. But here he kind of went all electro, trip hop kind of stuff. And he got in quite a bit of trouble within the Christian music community for a couple of songs on here that people in the more gay bashing group didn't really appreciate. And you know, this guy used to be part of a Christian group called Pedro the Lion, but David Bazan, he's kind of now an agnostic, but this album is quite good. And I think that he is willing to, you know, ask a lot of questions that in the back of their mind Christians want answered, but they are afraid to ask the questions. Let's see. So that's kind of a taste of the Christian music that I've listened to. And I think that's it.